students, welcome you all on the behalf of RAHUL ANAND tutorial. So as you know that I am RAHUL ANAND and this is someone on my channel whose name is actually the RAHUL ANAND tutorial. So now let's begin with the very interesting topics which are often being asked in terms of your Neet, often the Aiims, often the All India Pre-Medical Examination. So these are literally belonging from which of the chapters of your book. So these are belonging from the Microbes in Human Welfare. So now let's understand about these. Means what are actually the microbes? So microbes are what? So microbes are the varieties as well as the complex form of diseases which are literally being present in terms of what? In terms of your plants as well as the animals. So these will be coming under what case? So these are known as actually the microbes. So now when we are talking about these, means what are actually the diseases? So diseases are what? So disease composed of the two words. Means the here this is directly proportional or equal to what? So this is directly proportional for the this case. Now so just like what? Just like the not case as well as here means what? Is means what? The comfort means what? Something where there is nothing, the presence of what? The discomfort. In terms of what? In terms of we are having the discomfort literally coming under what case? So it will be coming under the here in the disease case. Now so let's understand about this. Means what are actually the in this case what will be happening? So in the case of the microbes we will be having what? So we will be having the based on the differences we will be having the variation in terms of what? In terms of the shape and size. So we will be having the diversity in terms of what? So we will be having the diversity in terms of the microbes. Often when we are comparing as well as telling, so what are actually these? Means the variation. So you are very clear. So we are having the adaptive variation as well as what? As well as the natural variation. In term for what? In term for promoting as well as supporting the best survival mechanism. So suppose that when we are having the here means what? When we are having the bears in term of the polar region, so it will be having what? So it will be having the body composition in term with the furry or either the hair like projection playing an important role for what? Tell me. Playing an important role to cows as well as produce the insulation from what? From the 0 degrees Celsius or either the cold environmental condition. On the other hand, if you go with reference to the another where there is the thermal capability in terms of what? In terms of the region where actually our bears are literally living. In that case, what will be happening? So it will be resembling what kinds of the characteristics? So it will be resembling the hairs, of course, but in term it will be not like that bigger. So it will be micro in nature, playing important role for what? Playing important role to resist from the here. From what? From the hot as well as the thermal climatic condition. Often you are having the natural variation. So what are actually this? Suppose we are having the person who is smoking or either consuming the amount of the alcohol. Literally in this case what will be happening? Tell me. So in this case primarily the genetic sequence with reference to your DNA will be changed. Of course, and after that what will be happening? When the genetic sequence will be changed, the overall sequence with reference to the body composition will be literally disturbed, and we will be having what? And we will be having the symptoms such as the cancer. So your cancer is often being divided in terms of what? In terms of the two broad categories. So when we are talking about cancer, what are actually these? The huge what? Bulky mass of cells which are particularly dividing in terms of the uncontrolled division or either rate coming under what case? So it will be coming under the cancer case. Often you are having the two broad kinds of the cancer in terms of the beginning tumor then the malignant tumor. So we'll be literally understanding about that in terms of our next lecture. I have often made the lecture in terms of what? In terms of the cancers. As well, when we are talking about these, means what are actually the advantage with reference to what? What are the advantage in terms of your microbes? So we'll be having the certain parts such as what? So these are playing important role for what? For the preparation of the antibiotics. First, often playing important role for the formation of what? For the preparation of actually your acids as well as what? The enzymes. So what are actually the acids? So the chemical substances which will be releasing what? The H plus ion in terms of the aqueous solution. Coming under what case? Coming under the acid case. On the other hand, we are having the bases in term. The one which will be releasing what? So the chemicals which will be releasing the OH minus ions coming under what case? In term of the water. So it will be coming under what case? The bases. Now, after that you are having what? So we are having the enzymes. So what are actually the enzymes? Tell me. So the one which play important role as like the biocatalyst as well as playing important role to maintain the constituency in terms of what? In terms of overall reaction or either without being altered when the reaction are particularly being introduced or proceed in term from the reactant head side towards the product head side. So it will be coming under what case? So it will be coming under the here. When the enzymes case, often particularly divided into the two broad categories, such as what? Such as the apoenzymes as well as the cofactors. Remember, so one will be the proteinase as well as one will be the non-proteinase. Often when we are talking about these, means the importance as well as the advantage of what? Advantage of your actually microbes playing important role as like what? As like in terms of preparation of the household products. Often it will be playing important role for what? Playing important role for the treatment of the sewage. In terms of the treatment of the sewage, find here. Here, treatment of the sewage. Often when we are talking about these, so it will be playing important role for the preparation of the biofertilizers. And bio means what? The natural components or rather the nutritious components. In turn, we will be having what chemicals such as the here with the nitrogen, the boron, the phosphorus, the molybdenum. So these are coming under what case? Nothing else but the bio case only. So these will be coming under, means your biofertilizer will be having these chemicals components only, such as the nitrogen, the phosphorus, the here mean the boron, then the molybdenum, often the copper, the zinc, etc., potassium, phosphorus, calcium, etc. Now, after that, when we are talking about the role of what? The microbes. So it will be often playing important role to maintain what? To maintain the here mean the sterility level with reference to our environment. Often playing important role in term for what? In term for resisting from the pests as well as the insects. So you are very clear about what are actually the pests as well as the what are actually the insects. As well, when we are talking about the role with reference to these, means the microbes. So these will play an important role to produce what? To produce the restriction against the disease as well as the pests. Now, often these are quite bit helpful. Means what? Your microbes in terms of the formation of what? In terms of the formation as well as the production of the biogases. Now, when we are talking about what are actually the biogases, so it will be the mixture of the methane. Then what? Then the carbon dioxide, often the hydrogen sulfide as well as the hydrogen. Fine. In term when we are talking about the composition of the CS3, it will be around how much? So it will be around 65%. So you could often find it on the board here. Now, so let's understand about what are actually the major components in term of what? In term of your biogas constituent. So you will be having the methane, CS3, in term of what? In term of 65% ratio. On the other hand, we will be having what things? We will be having the here, mean the hydrogen, then the hydrogen sulfide, as well as the carbon dioxide. So you could often find here on the as well. When we are talking about these, means what are actually the construction in term of what? In term of your biogas. So it will be having the different parts as well as the composition in it, such as what? So we will be having the domes-like structure of the brick. In the second, we will be having what? We will be having the mixed tank, result in which, in this case, what will be happening? So these are actually the slurry of what? So these are actually the slurry or either the mixture of the cow dung with reference to the H2O molecules, mean the water molecules. Okay. In the third, you are having what? In the third, you are having the digester. Important role will be what? So these are the seed tank, which are particularly having the absence of O2, mean the oxygen. Having what? And in the last, we will be having what? So we will be having the gas tank. So these are actually what? So these are the station of the biogas. And you are very clear about what are actually the biogases, such as the methane. Then what? Then the carbon dioxide. Often the hydrogen sulfide as well as what? As well as the hydrogen. So find it on the board here. Well, as well, when we are talking about these, means what are actually the biogas as well as the here means what? Means the gobar gas. So these are actually what? So when there will be the decomposition of what? Of actually your plant waste as well as the animal waste will be taking place. So these are actually what? So we are having the certain of the examples, such as the cow dung. Often we are having the vegetable peels. Often we are having the human tissue or either the organ waste. Often you will be having the sewage waste. So when there will be the here, mean the decomposition will be taking place in term of what? In term of your plant waste as well as the animal waste. In term as well as in the absence of what? In the absence of actually the oxygen. So it will be coming under what case? So it will be coming under the here, mean the biogas or either the. Now let's understand about what are actually the advantage as well as the disadvantage of your means the biogas. So when we are talking about the advantage, so these are actually what? So these are particularly having the higher thermal power with reference when we are talking. So these are particularly having what? higher heat power. In the second, these are often known as what? So these are often known as the awesome fuels, actually, or either the excellent fuels. In the third component, we are having the another parts in it, such as what? Such as the excreted product or either the slurry are particularly used in terms of what? In terms for the formation of the manures as well as what? As well as the fertilizers. Now, on the other hand, we are having the disadvantage of these, means what are actually the disadvantage of the biogas or rather the gobar gas. And you are very clear about these, means what are actually these gases having the components as well as the composition of the methane, then what? Then the carbon dioxide, then the carbon, often the hydrogen. Often will be having the hydrogen sulfide composition. In turn, methane will be around what? Around 65%. So, now let's understand about these, means what are actually the disadvantage of your biogas or rather the gobar gas. Yes, so these are actually what? So these gobar gas plant could not be situated or either located in terms of what? In terms of overall areas, often the location. Often when we are talking about these in terms of the gobar gas, so you would find here on the board here. So these are particularly damaging the metals in terms of what? In terms of the higher ratio rather than the higher proportion. Why it's so? This is due to because these gases, meaning in terms of the gobar gases, are particularly quite a bit toxic in nature as well as quite a bit contaminated in nature. Thus, playing important role to do what? Playing important role to produce the corrosion effects in terms of the metal. So you are very clear about what are actually the corrosion as well as the here mean the rusting case. So these are quite a bit different. So we'll be understanding about that in our next lecture. So primarily, I thought we have got the concept, mean what are actually the microbes, often what are actually the examples as well as the advantage of your microbes, as well as often we have understood about the components of the what? Of the biogas, such as we are having these, means the digester, often the another parts such as the slurry, often the outlet. So you could find here on the board here. So these are having the specialized type of mechanism as well as the function. Often we have understood about what? Often we have understood about these things. Find here. So what are actually the biogas constituents? Often what are actually the products or either how these are actually quite a bit advantageous as well as disadvantageous. Means what? Your biogas as well as what? As well as the gobar gas. So thus I thought you have got the concept. So if you like the work with reference to the education, often the lectures as well as the videos, so you could often subscribe, like as well as comment below in the text. Thus I will be knowing that what concept actually you are hungry for or what haven't you understood or either got. So very with thank you with reference to what? With reference to the RAHUL ANAND tutorial. So very thank you.